U.S. airstrikes on Iran nuclear facilities over the weekend left them badly damaged for sure. That's after reports of Pentagon initial assessment that got leaked. There was only limited damage. President Trump insists.
I believe it was total obliteration.
He compared the bombs that were dropped to the bombs the U.S. dropped on Japan to end World War II, saying that both cases were bombs basically that ended wars. He said Iran's nuclear program has been set back, he believes, by decades because he thinks that the Iranians are not going to try this whole thing again.
Fox's Jackie Heinrich at the NATO summit in the Netherlands.
The president also countered that leaked preliminary low-confidence assessment, saying that he believes Iran never got a chance to remove the uranium ahead of the strikes because the U.S. acted so fast.
Now, the Iran-Israel ceasefire remains in place, and the president also said,
I think great progress is being made on Gaza. I think because of this attack that we made, I think we're going to have some very good news.
Though Israel's war against Hamas still rages in Gaza, 7 Israeli soldiers killed in an explosion there. Palestinian officials also say Israeli attacks killed at least 44 people. As for the NATO summit,
getting Europe and Canada to spend more money, says Secretary General Mark Rutte, is number one on the agenda, and he believes it wouldn't be happening had President Trump not been re-elected.
Given the threat from the Russians, given the international security situation, there is no alternative. We've got to do this.
President Trump says Spain is a problem as it won't commit to the target of spending 5% of GDP on defense.
Fox's Jonathan Savage in The Hague. A 33-year-old Muslim socialist could be New York City's next mayor. Zoran Mamdani vowing
to reject Donald Trump's fascism.
Declaring victory in the Democratic primary as former Governor Andrew Cuomo concedes defeat. Current Mayor Eric Adams, who's running as an independent, just told Fox Mamdani is
snake oil salesman.
America's listening to Fox News.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
You're great at protecting your personal information. You might even use things like two-factor authentication and strong passwords. But as much as you try to control how your info's protected, there are other places that also have it, and they may not be as careful. That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed, or your money back. Save 40% your first year with my name, Clay, as the promo code at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Making America healthy again. That's Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s mission as Health and Human Services Secretary.
Healthcare costs are steadily increasing at a rate of 2% greater than the economy. This is unsustainable. If we don't staunch this trend, we will ransom our children to bankruptcy, servitude, and disastrous health consequences.
He said that at a House hearing where Kennedy got a lot of flack and opposition from Democrats.
New Jersey Democratic Congressman Frank Pallone said Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s cuts to HHS have caused chaos.
By canceling funding grants, rescinding billions of dollars in obligated funding, firing thousands of civil servants, and eliminating entire agencies.
He said Kennedy's stance on vaccines will result in people's deaths. Washington Congresswoman Kim Schreier accused RFK Jr. of lying during his confirmation hearing.
I will lay all responsibility for every death from a vaccine-preventable illness at your feet.
But when he pointed out how much Pallone's received in donations from pharmaceutical companies, he was told he had impugned the reputation of a member of Congress. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
In a few hours, the economy will be a big focus at a Senate hearing where the Federal Reserve Chairman will testify the day after Jerome Powell told House lawmakers.
Inflation has come down a great deal, but has been running somewhat above our 2% longer run objective.
Powell also said there's uncertainty about Trump tariffs and the effect on inflation and the economy, so they can continue to wait and see before cutting interest rates. President Trump's been very critical of the Fed chair, demanding big rate cuts. On Wall Street, stock futures are up slightly the day after big gains. The Dow surged more than 500 points. Now to Cape Canaveral.
5, 4, 3.
SpaceX early this morning launched 4 astronauts from 4 different countries to the International Space Station on a private 2-week mission for a Texas company called Axiom Space. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Well, Champaign naming an interim fire chief. City manager Joan Walls appointing Tyler Funk to serve on the starting role July 14. Funk previously worked at the Champaign Fire Department for 26 years, rising to the rank of deputy fire chief before retiring in 2023. He's replacing the retiring chief Andy Kornstrom. Illinois Department of Transportation cautioning the public to be on the lookout for road buckling due to extreme heat. Pavement failures or blowouts happen when prolonged high temps cause the road to expand and buckle up or blow out, resulting in uneven driving surfaces. The highly anticipated plan to stop carbon capture and sequestration near the Mahomet Aquifer has arrived on the governor's desk. This comes roughly a year after community advocates raised concerns that carbon sequestration pipes full of liquid carbon dioxide could have leaks and contaminate the aquifer. And that's a check of news here on your Wednesday. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm John Miller.
Yeah, today looks like yesterday, and tomorrow might look like today, and Monday looked like Tuesday, and kind of forgetting where I am here in the week.
Pretty much hot.
And today's Wednesday, right?
That's right.
All right, tip of irony here. So I'm going to Walmart, Greg Solier, and I'm trying to find something, and guys helping me and stuff, which is rare. Thank you, Walmart. You usually go in there, it's a 45-minute ordeal. So I don't go much. Anyway, so I was trying to look at something and couldn't find it. So I pull out my phone, and I order it on Amazon in 30 seconds, found what I wanted, delivered to my house tomorrow. So, okay, so what's wrong with that, and why would I go? I was trying to support Savoy and local. So I'm doing that, and then I hear this radio with music and a DJ, and I'm going, they sound pretty good. Walmart radio. I'm going, these suckers.
Here
I buy something on Amazon, and then they have a corporate radio station. I don't like that either. Okay, touche.
It's kind of corny. The radio thing there,
Yeah,
Walmart.
but they still have to play, all the music licenses, or I'll report them.
Yeah,
I will report them. Anyway, it's 7:07. Good morning. I'm Stevie J. There is
everybody wants to get into radio.
Right. Welcome to therapy.
Yeah, I buy right what they were supposed to have on my phone in 2 seconds delivered to my house. Why would you ever go out? You don't ever have to do. Tell me when you have to go out of your house anymore.
True. I was kind of like you. I'd always run out. Now it's just,
You don't have to.
Half the time it's not even there on the shelf.
And
so
you're a Prime customer, so shipping is free. How do they do? How can you send dog food to me for free? It costs $900 if I took it to the post office because it weighs a lot. But you get dog food to your door free. How do you possibly stay in business like that?
Right.
So I'm out there shuffling around trying to find stuff, and they're out there going to corporate radio. So we're even.
Right.
We're even, okay? Is that so wrong? Okay, 7:08. We check your
You feel better now?
A lot. I always feel great at 9. Takes me a full 2 hours. Got to talk about the guy that they might make mayor of New York. Unbelievable.
Oh, boy.
Good luck to you all. And weather brought to you by the Urbana Park District.
And they remind you Neighborhood Nights is tonight. And Unity grad from back in the day, Keith Harden, entertaining us with his Americana and folk music tonight, 6:30 to 8 at Victory Park, 1000 East Green Street. Details are at urbanaparks.org.
All right, it's our meteorologist. Yes, meteorologist Greg Solier. He's so darn accurate. We check what he has on his mind on this Wednesday, sir.
Yeah, we actually did bubble up a couple of isolated showers and thunderstorms yesterday. We'll probably do it again today. Slightly better odds. We've made some improvement to the ongoing heat advisories that did cover Ford and Iroquois counties and points on northward. We got a little rain cooled air to move through the northern end of the state. And so while humidity and dew points are still up and elevated, temperatures at least up through parts of Ford and Iroquois and Kankakee counties, along with those humidity values, look to be down a few notches. So kind of a better feel up in that direction. And both the rains continue along in either side of the I-80 corridor out of Nebraska, Iowa. They clipped parts of northern Illinois and southern Wisconsin yesterday. They'll do it again up there today. And each and every time a little one of those waves comes down, we knock down the upper level high pressure ridge a little more, and we get into increasing rainfall prospects. And we need it coming off the heat. And finally, drier air, seasonal temperatures. But again, that takes Tuesday to Wednesday to fully accomplish. So we had to have a fair amount of rain and rain chances going forward forward over the next 5 or 6 days. And the tropics getting busy out towards Bermuda, Andrea, and we've got some lowering pressures over the southwest Atlantic, southern and eastern Gulf of Mexico and the Caribbean, something trying to get going down there. 3 little areas of thunderstorm activity that has to be watched in the coming days. As you had pointed out, kind of like a rinse and repeat forecast here in the coming days. 79 out there right now, 94 today, 93 tomorrow, and about 92 on Friday into Saturday. And the rain chances go from 40% today and tomorrow to 50-50 on Friday, back down to 40% on Saturday. Then some pretty good coverage showers and thunderstorms Sunday and Monday. High temperatures there close to 90. Cooler, drier air with highs in the 80s, nights in the 60s. Better sleeping weather next Tuesday and Wednesday. For CVJ Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
Yeah, Zoran Mamdani, I don't know, the guy that no one thought could possibly beat Andrew Cuomo in the primary in New York City just did. The New York Times told their audience, please don't vote for him. The New York Post, the same thing.
Oh, man.
Please don't vote for him.
And they're pretty liberal publications,
yes, they
right?
Are. Yep, they are. So here's the sound of the potential Zohan Mamdani.
Yes.
To reject Donald Trump's fascism, to stop mass ICE agents from deporting our neighbors, and to govern our city as a model for the Democratic Party.
It's going to be a model, all right. Good luck going to New York City when you take away all the money for police. Queer liberation means defund the police. He's as much of a defunder. Then you know what? That'd be my only litmus test for somebody I could tell who is woke or not woke. Do you support police?
Right.
And if it's not a yes or no answer, then you got issues. So here's a guy that wants to come into New York City, where crime is already really, really bad. He's going to make it like the 1970s when it was a hole, absolute hole in our society. It was awful. Pornography everywhere, drug dealers everywhere, crimes everywhere. So, I mean, it's not going to affect my life as far as I'm concerned from the standpoint of, visiting and going, but it's horrible for America. Go take a look at what's happened in Paris and in London. It is, the Muslims, the radical Muslims want a caliphate. They want Sharia law. Look it up if you're not sure what all that means. But I don't think women in America will like this. This is not what we have been building here in America for a very long time.
So Mamdani is 33. This is the Democratic mayoral primary, right?
Yeah,
so,
and apparently, I'm not sure all the rules in New York City, but apparently Andrew Cuomo will still be on the ballot, and so will Eric Adams, the current mayor. And then there'll be a Republican somebody.
It seems like such an odd time of the year to be doing this.
Yeah, I'm not sure their timetable, but it's all blue. But this is the stuff I think kills America. The radical left, the Bernie Sanders AOCs and that philosophy, because their socialism is different. Folks, socialism is the government telling you how you're going to do it and when you're going to do it. Socialism, it's not that way. We help each other. It's a chicken in every pot. We're going to take care of that. Don't worry. It's just all this greed, all these billionaires that just ruin everything. No, it's a demotivating system that will allow your neighbor to be on the couch and you get your butt to work and then you give half to the neighbor. I mean, it's that kind of a philosophy. And you're going, wait a minute, I'm working my butt off. I ought to be able to get ahead. That's what you can do in America.
Mm-hmm.
If you're never going to fall and not get up, if you fall and not get up, then you are what you are. But in America, it's mistake and I can't believe that happened management. That's what we are. And to think that this guy the greatest cities in the world, well, good luck, because, man, I tell you what, we've been honoring law enforcement here for over a decade. And here we go again, back to bashing the police. It's unbelievable, and I'm just passionate as heck about it.
Right.
All right, 217-359-2255 if you would like to express your thoughts on any of that.
Well, 7 out of 8, Stevie. The Cardinals seem to be a little bit on a roll here, beating the Cubs last night 8-7. Let's get the recap.
The Redbird Recap is sponsored by Helitech Waterproofing and Foundation Repair. Heal your home with Helitech.
With Ricky Orton, I'm John Rooney, and last night the Cubs hit the long ball. The Cardinals hit 3 home runs again. The Cardinals had to hang on, and guess what? They did, winning 8-7, and they won the first 2 games in the series over the Chicago Cubs.
Another thriller between the Cubs and the Cardinals. The Redbirds come out on top 8-7. They were out hit by the Cubs, but they had the big fly working again. They were able to chase their starter, Tyone. McGreevy gave up some runs himself, but the bullpen was good.
And here's how the game ended. And here's Helsley from the high set. The kick, the pitch. A chopper toward third. Here's Arenado barehanding, throwing. That's a Redbird winner. Out at first base. Out at first base. A great play by Arenado, dodging the runner, Pete Crow Armstrong, and then throwing to first. Great defense, clutch pitching at the end, and timely hitting. The Cardinals go for a win in the 3rd game of the series tonight behind Eric Fetty.
Is your home showing symptoms of foundation issues? Your home's wet basement, dingy crawl space, musty smells, cracked walls, or unlevel concrete shouldn't be ignored. Helitech can help. Life happens in your home. You and your family deserve the best. Helitech offers proven solutions in waterproofing, drainage, concrete leveling, and foundation repair services. Contact us for a free inspection at helitechonline.com.
When the water's high, we'll keep your basement dry. Heal your home with Helitech.
Arizona over the Chicago White Sox 4-1 as that series continues. NBA draft is tonight.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I think Dick Piper went, didn't he?
Maybe.
I think Piper's going to be there in the green room. Maybe
I feel like friends with Kasparis, Yakachonis, and Will Riley. So Cooper Reed expected to be the number 1 draft pick and head to the Dallas. Cooper Reed?
No. Cooper. Yeah, he'll be number 1.
Okay.
So I think the total deal is going to be near
Dallas Mavericks, right?
$60 million. Cooper Flag.
Yeah. I think my daughter went to school with the Cooper Reed.
Okay, then. Understandable. All right, now. Well, it'll be fun to see for the first time. I don't think Will Riley's going to go in the top 20. It looks like Kasparis is going to be somewhere between 10 and 14, and Will looks like to be 20 and 25-ish. You never know.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that we got 2 of our guys, we already have Terrence Shannon Jr. in the NBA. We got Ayo Dosunmu in the NBA. And now we have 2 more in the NBA after tonight. So it's going to be fun just from the Illinois perspective.
It's been a while since we've had 2 for sure. I think Darren Williams and Luther Head years.
Yeah, I think so. We never, ever had 2 top 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Ever.
So there's that going on. Also, the University of Illinois Athletic Hall of Fame tapped Teresa Grant.
Yeah, I was happy to hear that.
Me too.
I wonder, she came back for something not that long ago.
Right.
Like, she's got to come for this. And I've got to get her on the radio.
Right. Back in 97, we had a Big Ten title, 5 NCAA appearances. I believe the record was 681 and 360. So
yeah,
she's just fabulous.
She's one of a kind, and she hosted my radio show for a week when we had the triplets.
Mm-hmm.
And she's just, I really always liked her a lot. And I went to her house and made her pancakes.
That's right.
On the air, live.
And her husband was such a hoot, too.
No, he was Carl.
What a great couple.
Great guy. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Anyway, congratulations to T, and we're excited for her.
Zachary Chu is added as a scouting and video specialist for Shauna Green.
All right, weather brought to you by Carl.
Carl reminds you, always looking for people to join their team if you're interested in healthcare, caring for others. It's carl.org/careers.
We'll check with Greg now and back with your Fox Business Minute next.
So look at everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign, and vicinity. Well, a little bit of relief into areas north of Champaign with a winding down of that heat advisory, but still humidity and dew point values up and elevated. And here locally, east-west of the Champaign, Vermilion County line, the heat wave continues on, but again, winding down with regard to temperature. Humidity stays up and elevated, and each and every day, some degree of a couple of showers and thunderstorms will get going. Best odds on approaching cold front over the course of the weekend. Up to 94 today, but still heated. Point values up, humidity and dew. And here low and elevated west of locally east Vermilion County, Champaign, the heat winding line. But again, wind wave continues on. The temperature heating down with regard and elevated. Humidity stays up.
You've set your financial goals. One kid plans to go Big Ten, the other Ivy. Your bucket list includes seaside sunrises and sunsets on the slopes, or perhaps a second home away from it all. Busey Bank can help develop the right investment strategy to take charge of the years ahead. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
Okay, you're going to like the Stever. Stand by.
Okay.
If you like Jets Pizza. If you like Jets Pizza, I'm handing out some pizzas. That's next. Stand by. It's 77 degrees at 7:20.
I'm Charles Payne, and this is the Fox Business Report.
General Mills shares are down more than 1%. Sales declined in its recent quarter. General Mills makes many brands, including Cheerios, Bisquick, Progresso, and Wheaties, though pet food sales rose, and now General Mills says it will be launching its Blue Buffalo brand as fresh pet food. Fed Chair Jerome Powell returns to Capitol Hill today to answer questions from the Senate Banking Committee. Powell said yesterday the economy is holding up. The Fed can wait before deciding whether to lower interest rates, but he also said current economic reports would have justified cutting if not for the uncertain impact of tariffs. FedEx shares down 5.5%. The company expects weaker demand for its shipping because tariffs have crushed demand for packages from China. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Coselda. Invested in you.
Stay on top of the latest forecast with America's Weather Team in the palm of your hands.
Here's the latest from America's Weather Center.
It's Fox weather updates throughout your busy day, every day.
That heat's going to be out there for one more day.
Temperatures being 30 degrees above average.
Put the power of over 100 meteorologists and the worldwide resources of Fox in your hands with the Fox Weather Podcast. Precise, personal, powerful. Subscribe and listen now at foxnewspodcasts.com.
What is most important in your life? This is Rob Meyer with Provident Financial Group. Whether you're launching a career, raising a family, planning for retirement, or creating a legacy, we can help. At Provident, we provide strategic thinking and perspective that can help clients like you realize your goals. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
All right, it's Tim Onstadt, Dedicated Diesel. We love talking to you about Dedicated Diesel. What's news there?
I've got something. I'm tired of looking at this Dixie Chopper Classic 4060 industrial unit. It's got 58 hours on it. It's basically brand new. The MSRP on that unit is $19,273. The MAP price on it, minimum price that we're allowed to advertise, is $14,577. Somebody's going to walk away with that for $11,000. We're going to take $8,000 or $9,000 off of that and just get rid of it.
Wait a minute, you're talking about a $20,000 machine, and I can get this for essentially half off.
Yep, this is a Dixie Chopper Classic. It's got a 40 horsepower Kawasaki engine, 60-inch deck on it. Comes with all the warranty, $11,000, walk out the door. Call Andy at 217-328-0562. Catch him on Facebook at Dedicated Equipment. You can email me at timo@gftlog.com. Get more information, whatever you want to do, we'll get that to you.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
Tired of trying to keep up with Old Man Jones and his perfect lawn? Spring Green knows that we can't all spend hours a day creating that perfect shade of green, killing off all that crabgrass and making sure every insect in the neighborhood doesn't call your lawn home this year. At Spring Green, they take the hassle out of your lawn headache with services such as lawn fertilization, weed control, grub and insect control, lime treatments, and even bush and tree care. Let the experts at Spring Green help you this season. For more information, visit them at spring-green.com. Spring Green, America's neighborhood lawn care team.
They're not pumping in music. I'm not buying that.
I don't know.
Not buying it.
Maybe it was some fair weather fans, but saying because the attendance is so low at Busch, sometimes when they hear cheering, it's not all the fans.
Don't believe it.
Crowd noise being inserted.
Be like fake news.
I mean, when they introduced John Mozeliak at the opening day, there was so much booing. I think that was for instance where you had to like pump in some crowd noise to say
How would anybody?
cheering.
How would you know that? Unless you had a whistleblower inside of St. Louis.
Okay.
How would you know? How would you hear that? I just think that
when you hear the cheering versus what you see on TV.
Well, true. It sounds good, but 20,000 can make pretty good noise if they're all standing.
Yes.
Remember now, the Cubs and Cardinals are playing together. There's a lot of Chicago fans.
That's right.
And you go to Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati where they're hosting the Yankees. Right behind the Yankee dugout, it looks like about 500 fans, all Yankees. So they're buying tickets, and some of these, epic teams that have the tradition, they travel pretty well, even in baseball. But I can't.
I just in this day and age of AI, I just doubt everything.
Why does that bother me?
That it's not authentic and that it could be some cheering noises pumped into the game.
It'd be like I can't talk to my neighbor at a White Sox game. That would be so fake.
Right.
I mean, or a Colorado Rocky game. Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Don't.
What is their record
come
now?
Come on, man.
Oh, my goodness. I think the White Sox have lost the last, 10 out of 11 or something.
Know. It's going to be a battle between Colorado and the White Sox.
In the basement.
I am very, I don't know. Don't like that one. I don't like the thought of fake
pumping in some noise.
Crowd. Let it be what it is and send a message to ownership. How about that?
Colorado Rockies 18-61.
Well, the White Sox are like 23 and something. So the Colorado Rockies are catching the White Sox.
Wow.
Anyway, no, I guess it's because it's fake and it doesn't. The owners won't get the message. Let the fans boo.
Right.
If they're paying pretty good money to go in. If they're not happy with the product, you ought to do what you ought to do if you're not hurting anybody.
Well, and a lot of Cardinal fans grumbling about how they can consume the games because there's so many, networks that can't carry them.
You're just going to have to pay money. That's what it is, okay? I'm sorry, there's 900 outlets now.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to watch it, don't pay. But you're going to have to succumb to the system that they've developed so you can't get out of paying. So if it's that important to you, you got to pay.
White Sox are 25-55 right now, so.
And we've had some issues with the Cubs broadcast. I think it's Westwood 1. They deliver it from Los Angeles. We're on the phone to them. But sometimes the delivery from the home base is where the problem is. And so we've been working it, but I don't know.
And we have people text in, and of course we have ways of monitoring the text line. So I appreciate when people hear an error.
I check it. Yeah, we want to know.
Hey, what's up?
But, I mean, if I can't get their feed, I can't originate it. It's not mine. I can't do anything about it. Now, the fact is it still sucks, but it does.
Yeah, I know.
If you want the Cub-Cardinal game, you want to hear the game.
That's right.
So, yeah, it's frustrating. We're working it here.
In fact, our own Rob Stone behind the scenes is on it all the time, and he wanted to go to the Buddy Guy show and been talking about it for months. Boy, that was fun last night at the Virginia. I was planning on sitting next to him, and he texted in the zone saying,
I'm sorry
I'm going to monitor the game.
And I'm sorry. They're sorry that happened. But in any event, Cubs-Cardinals again tonight.
Yes.
US 105.9 and ESPN 93.5.
Hey, Jets Pizza is our offer
that is
today.
The Stever. If you go to GoStever.com, it's up. I'm handing out $50 bills to eat pizza. I don't know how much easier it can get than that.
I love Jets Pizza. Woo. They have 2 locations, one near campus at Green and Neal Street, and then over by Round Barn. If you want to check it out for yourself, you can see the menu at jetspizza.com. I'm telling you, it's like $8 for 2 slices of the squares and a soda or a water, and it is a great lunch special in case you'd like to tap into that today. But you could treat your office essentially with the $50 that you head to gostever.com today and try to treat everybody to Jets Pizza.
Okay, it is 217-359-2255. You want to comment on anything? We got Ed Martin, Brother Johnny today, both of them.
Ooh.
Stand by, but the Jets Pizza offer is at gostever.com, gostever.com. Enter, you get an email tonight after 8 if you're one of our winners. Okay, the news is next. Then Brother Johnny and the Assistant Deputy Attorney General of the U.S. coming up.
Jesse with Lands Drain Cleaning and Underground Solutions. Hey, do you have sewer blockages, problems? Are your toilets gurgling? Why deal with the headache? Call Lands Drain Cleaning and Underground Solutions today. We can come out and clean your line, camera it, show you what the problem is, and then we have an expert underground team that can make those repairs. 217-355-5512. We are here for you when you need us. Lands Drain Cleaning and Underground Solutions. Why call anyone else?
Hey, could you tell me what aisle your car batteries are in? Sure, I'll go grab one for you. Here's your battery. It might be expired, but oh well. Also, the brand isn't that great, but it should work for at least a year or two, maybe. Anyways, I went ahead and charged you for it, and here's the battery. Okay, have a great day. What just happened?
Sometimes good things are hard to find, but they're worth the wait. Make the trip out to Interstate All Battery Center at 2504 North Madison Avenue and get all of your battery needs taken care of by the trusted professionals. Give them a call today at 355-4855.
I'm CJ Papa. Rand's Foreign Ministry reports the U.S. strikes from Midnight Hammer badly damaged its nuclear facilities. That's counter to a report from the intelligence community that the strikes were not as effective. But Secretary of State Marco Rubio disputes that.
And if they try to rebuild it, we'll have options there as well. But all this leaker stuff, these leakers are professional stabbers.
The Secretary earlier alongside President Trump at the NATO summit. State Rep Zorn Mandani declaring the win over former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo in the Democratic primary for mayor in New York City. Current Mayor Eric Adams earlier on Fox and Friends.
You had one candidate that was running away from his record. You had another candidate with no record. And you have Eric Adams with a record. I delivered for the city, and we're not going backwards.
Adams and Mandani face off in November. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Well, Robert Dinkins, the former GCMS school district employee accused of sexual abuse back in Ford County, made his first appearance in court Monday. During that appearance, he was denied pretrial release. Dinkins charged with 6 counts of aggravated criminal sexual abuse. Temperatures may be rising in central Illinois, but cooling centers available to ensure no one is left out in the heat. City of Champaign has a list of resources available on their website for community members to find out more about cooling centers. There are numerous locations, by the way, you can find if you need a break from the heat. Legislation could raise the mandatory senior driving test age from 79 to 87. Drivers 79 and older would be required to renew their license, but they will not have to take a driver's test for the renewal process. Anyone 75 or older with a commercial license would still need to take a driver's test to keep driving for work purposes. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Weather this morning with Greg Sawyer, our meteorologist, brought to you by Busey for over 155 years, member FDIC. And also by Kurt Lenschel, State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, Kurt and State Farm are there. All right, Greg says hot, man. We're into hot. We're into nice hot weather. That's what we've been doing. That's what we're going to continue to do. High today expected to be somewhere around 92. Looks like sunny and 90 for tomorrow, 88 on Friday, Saturday into the weekend. If you can say a little better at 87 to 89, it is. There is a chance of some rain this weekend. Currently in Champaign-Urbana, it is 77 degrees. I'm hitting the music because he said he's coming. Brother Johnny is, I think, high in the mountains in Colorado. Is that right? Oh, my gosh.
We're up here.
Ed has he just got called out. He can't be on. Can you believe? I know it. We're going to have to put him in. We're going to have to put him in timeout, Johnny.
the upper level government stuff is going too far.
No, this is this job. I'm not crazy about his job. I'm just not. It's taken away from his leisure. I don't get it.
I was looking forward to hearing a little bit of an inside scoop on what he thinks is happening, because he's right there in the trenches.
No, he knows everything right now, isn't he? I'm sure he knows everything right now. He can't necessarily say everything, but he knows what's happening. I mean, dang, he texted us, what was it, 2 days ago?
Yeah, he was all excited. He had a report for us. But I'm up here at about 8,800 feet.
Wow.
In Granby, Colorado. It's beautiful, but I got to get down lower in about 3 or 4 hours, or I'm going to run out of air, I can tell you.
I mean, what is it? I mean, generally Denver's a mile high, so 5,000. This is 4,000. Yeah, it's a breath thing and a hydration thing, right?
Yep.
Yeah, really, drinking a lot of water does it, but I mean, I'm getting overwatered.
Yeah, right. That's right. Mm-hmm. Well, okay.
No,
so when are you truly coming down from the mountain, or no?
Yes, today we've got another 2 days at the Youth Conference Ministries camp, where we're trying to get the gospel message to these young kids before it's too late.
Yeah,
before it's too late. We never know.
Yeah.
And so it's been really good.
That's awesome. Beautiful. How many kids are you teaching about Jesus?
This one we've got 60 campers.
Wow.
It's the smallest one of the 6. Most of them are around 300. But the small's got some good features to it, because you start to get to know all the kids.
Yeah, right. No, that's wonderful.
Are they nice. Teenage age, or what is the age range?
They're about they're middle school.
Okay.
So 11, 12, 13.
Really impressionable time to me.
Well, and Diane, they're a little older than they were 20 years ago.
Yeah, that's right.
That's true.
That's exactly right. Well, I know that Gracie's really looking forward to going to Florida to be with your camp one week coming up in July.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to be a morning speaker, and the girls and boys will love her.
Yeah,
yes,
I can't
will.
wait.
And what is it like on the phones? Are they carrying their phones around, or do you turn those in when you go to camp?
They don't have to turn them in, but they don't. They just are doing other things.
Okay.
I think they're happy to not really have to deal with the phones, and they
right.
don't bring them out much. And some of the leaders will take them away for certain times, but we don't have a hard rule on it, because it becomes a thing, and we haven't seen that it's a problem. So
okay.
I think net, Johnny, the phones have been bad. If I could go to the wall in this building and grab a phone hooked to the wall, knowing how much convenience and information I would be missing, I think our children are getting decimated by this stuff.
Well, it is a double-edged sword for the kids. The communications level is, we still haven't assimilated our ability to spread the word around in terms of the ability to, I don't know, spread news, including good news, all around the world. And then, too, we have the access to everything. So there isn't a censorship, at least not here, that can really quell whatever anyone wants to say.
Yeah.
It just makes it more difficult to pick out what's true and what isn't.
Well, and some of the negative for the kids is just what it is. It's just real hard to deal with when you're humiliated worldwide, and those kind of bullies and things. Not so good. Well, let me get to the hitting the nuclear targets in Iran. As perfect as it sounded, of course, there are people, they can't have this. They can't have the military this good. So they're now saying, well, they didn't, it really wasn't successful. They only sent him back 2 months. And you look at the satellite, and all these things are gone. And the reporter who's reporting this from CNN was also the one that said that the Hunter Biden laptop was fake, and said the Steele dossier was real, and Donald Trump had, it was all fake. So here's Marco Rubio talking about some reporting. First of all, how would you even know? Here's Marco Rubio, our Secretary of State.
No, first of all the stuff about the intelligence, this is what a leaker is telling you the intelligence says. That's the game these people play. They read it, and then they go out and characterize it the way they want it characterized, and they're leakers. This is the game they play. So that's number one. Number two, here's a fact. The conversion facility, which you can't do a nuclear weapon without a conversion facility, we can't even find where it is, where it used to be on the map. You can't even find where it used to be, because the whole thing is just blackened out. It's gone. It's wiped out. It's wiped out. Then we dropped 12 of the strongest bombs on the planet right down the hole in 2 places. Everything underneath that mountain is in bad shape. And I refer you to the statement of the IAEA, Mr. Grossi. You know what he said? He said there was Iran, the way it looked the day before the attack, and what their nuclear program looks like now. Two very different things. They are way behind where they were just 7 days ago. Now, anything in the world can be rebuilt, but now we know where it is. And if they try to rebuild it, we'll have options there as well. But all this leaker stuff, these leakers are professional stabbers. That's what they are. They go out and they read this stuff, and then they tell you what it says against the law, but they characterize it for you in a way that's absolutely false. There's no way Iran comes to the table if somehow nothing had happened. This was complete and total obliteration. They're in bad shape. They are way behind today compared to where they were just 7 days ago because of what the president did.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio. And by the way, the ceasefire so far, Johnny, is holding for a full 24 hours. So,
well, whatever you want to say with the war going on, Trump he dropped 14 bunker busters, 30 Tomahawk missiles, and one F-bomb, and that's the end of it, baby.
Well, and Johnny, the Tomahawks are coming from Memphis. I mean, 400 miles to Champaign is Memphis. It was coming 400 miles away, and they're hitting them perfectly. How do they do that?
Well, I don't know where they were coming from. I thought they were submarines.
Well, they're 400 miles away. I mean, they're
oh, yeah, I see what you're saying.
What the heck?
They were as far away as Memphis is to Champaign.
Yeah.
Got it. I thought he's saying there were subs in Memphis. I'm like, I did not know that.
No, but I don't. But the precise and the accuracy and the capability is so impressive.
Well, no, it's amazing. And as far as the intelligence report, where would they get information to really know the stuff? Exactly. Except from the Iranians. And I think that's pretty serious to start spreading that out if you can't confirm it, too, because it has global implications as to how confident we are in this. And you have, luckily for us, CNN has no credibility whatsoever, and so it won't really hurt anything since we've learned not to pay any attention to it.
Would more than several hundred be watching CNN if every other network doesn't quote them and play their clips?
Well, but it's out there because the government personnel and Fox will report it. Otherwise, like we've said, if they quit talking about these inane things they're saying, no one would hear them.
Yeah, right. No, exactly.
So 9 minutes ago, CNN reported U.S. military strikes on 3 of Iran's nuclear facilities last weekend did not destroy the core components of the country's nuclear program and will likely only set it back by months.
How did they know?
According to an early U.S. intelligence assessment that was described by 7 people briefed on it.
The deep state that still remains in our government, they can't have this success. Plus, the Iranians haven't been able to go because we bombed the roads to get there. It's crazy.
Well, the truth is that you have to be very leery of any sort of intelligence either way right now, because who is going to report that? And how are they going to know it? Unless you have Tom Cruise down there to get some photos,
That's right.
I don't think we can know for sure.
Exactly.
There's a good chance it didn't do as much damage, and there's a good chance it's obliterated.
Yeah.
So CNN to report it like that, it's just one intelligence report. Who knows where that intelligence report came from?
Right.
Mm-hmm. So it's really irresponsible. But that's them. Listen, they've been a propaganda arm that I think it's fair to say has been pretty much anti-American when it comes to trying to stick with some sort of unity and patriotism. It's anti-American. They don't want it, and anything good is bad. So it's really disturbing that they would go that far with a report like that. And so, and true or not, there's no way for them to confirm it. So.
Well, okay, so we now have a leader, and it's not been confirmed, but it looks like Zohran Mamdani will be the primary winner on the Democratic side for the mayor of New York. Here is Zohran Mamdani.
To reject Donald Trump's fascism, to stop mass ICE agents from deporting our neighbors, and to govern our city as a model for the Democratic Party.
He is woke on drugs. He's AOC and Bernie combined on steroids. He wants to defund the police. He is as woke as they come. He's a Muslim, and he's going to be the mayor of New York, Johnny?
I saw some of the other things. Free buses in NYC, free child care in NYC.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's an example of the fear the Democrats have of being primary, because the primary system will get a very, very far left person in to run. Now, and that I think a lot of the youth came out and voted, but I don't know. Plus, there was a huge field, Steve. I don't know what % he got to take that.
I think it was 43.
Yeah, and so for instance, in Louisiana, you'd have to have a runoff to get 50.
I think they have the same thing. So Eric Adams and Andrew Cuomo, I think, will still be on the main ballot. I'm not sure.
I don't think Andrew Cuomo will be.
Well, they said, I heard this morning, Cuomo and Eric Adams. Cuomo has 36%. And so,
okay, so
I don't know.
The top two get to run. What? That doesn't make any sense.
I don't have any. Could a Republican win in New York City? I don't think so.
Yes. Yeah.
Really?
Well, Eric Adams is an independent.
Well, he was Democrat. I think he switched independent, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
So he didn't have to be primary. That was his idea.
I see. Okay.
And so I don't know how it works. We're going to get that straight and have to tell the listeners how that works, because to have a primary and then have two winners doesn't make any sense. So,
well, the people
this headline in says New York City mayoral election could be a 4- or 5-way race in November.
Wow.
Okay. Huh.
Johnny, I don't think you're going to like New York City if you don't have any police. Believe me. What the world are they? What is the logic? That is the dumbest policy I have ever heard.
Well, it probably couldn't happen if the election required a 50% majority. But if they have a bunch of people running and the highest percentage win, it could definitely happen.
Yeah,
that's how you get. That's how you get a one-off candidate. And if they have that system, well, they're just going to have to suck it up. And I guess we'll have to be careful up there in New York. Yeah.
This article says Mamdani is a candidate of the Working Families Party.
Right. All right, Johnny, here's another post I read this morning. If a liberal from 1960 showed up in 2025, he or she would be considered a conservative. If a liberal from 2025 showed up in 1960, they'd be considered a dangerous lunatic.
That's true. But so you got to define liberal. I still define it as someone you can discuss various issues and have disagreements with, not someone who screams that you're a Nazi if you do disagree with them. That wasn't going on. They were burning draft cards and even flags, but most liberals had a basis for their worldview, and this is just hysteria. And they've taken over the Democratic Party, and that's what just happened in New York. And so I don't know how you can manage New York with that kind of, I guess, opinions about things.
Well, it's the far left is the far left, and I told you, Newt Gingrich said if everything Trump does is successful, he'll be as consequential as George Washington, Abe Lincoln, and then it'll be Donald Trump. And you said, well, wait a minute. You think the progressive, the far left, the radical left are the ones that could truly destroy our country. And if Trump stops that, where would that put him?
Well, I'll tell you what. We just need good leaders in America through every era. We've got to get back to a little more unity. And the far left has been very straightforward about one thing. We're not compromising. You're doing it our way, and this is how it's going to be, which hasn't ever really been the right way to go. And usually we're a little closer together, so it's not as impactful if a group who's saying that wins. But now it is a transformation. If those progressive leftists take over this country, there'll be a lot of Democrats that say, wow, man, how did that happen? And the Republicans are going to be saying the same thing.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. But again, I would think if you look at London and Paris, man, how that has changed the dynamic, as they have some people that have also won elections that are left.
Again, and both countries have let huge amounts of immigrants come in without assimilating anything close to French or English culture. They just basically have people who have taken over part of the country, and not by violence. Here, let them have that. So they start taking over and doing it their way. I mean, that's what happens. Now, we have a system, at least theoretically, Steve, I know we have a system because you've given speeches to the citizenship groups that come in and swear allegiance to, the Republic and the democracy and have the Pledge of Allegiance and, all men are created equal, but we have laws. Those are all we're asking is agreement with that. And there seems to be a problem with the law thing. And so
wow.
you have to have it, or they're going to change it because they're seeing it a different way. And if you give it up without any discussion, or with discussion but no real system, then you could lose it.
All right, yeah, it's really this whole thing is troubling. It really, really is, because that's too far. When you came to America, it was the new citizenship I got to speak at once in Judge Bernthal's.
Yes.
It was really an honor, and there were so many excited people to become Americans.
And imagine studying and knowing things about our country that I probably have forgotten.
Yeah.
You take it for granted, but you see something like that where an immigrant has, gone through the proper process. It's thrilling.
Well, and Steve, as you remember, many were crying because they're now really an American.
Yeah.
They're really an American. And so that's a big deal. But it isn't trivial. You don't just hand out citizenships without question to someone who doesn't even know what it means.
No, I know.
Other than they got here and that they'll get the money. So we're working the issue. I think actually right now, Trump's doing pretty well. I don't know if he's back from. When does he get back from NATO?
I think he's probably back in the next day or so. They're all pretty pleased that it appears that there was a 12-day war and maybe it could be over, kind of thing, because Iran is totally on their heels. But the man looked very tired to me the last week. I don't think he slept much at all.
He's tired. He's tired. And as far as Iran, I mean, it's. We don't want a regime change. We want peace. But to get peace, you're going to have a regime change. So it's a catch-22. And I'll tell you what, it kind of reminds me. Remember Arnold in Terminator 1?
Yeah.
And they finally got him. The Terminator's gone, and then that red light with the backup battery comes on. Like,
yeah,
he's not dead yet.
That's right. All right, before we let you go from top of the mountain in Colorado and helping America learn about Jesus 1 week at a time with Johnny's Christian camps that he's so supportive of, here's a man in Dubai essentially telling us now the new way forward when you shop will be your face.
To reject Donald Trump's...
That's not him. Here it is. This is a guy in Dubai. All you got to do is show your face. You don't need a card. You don't need a wallet. Nothing.
Let's pay.
Let's pay. Then he says...
You don't need cash or card. You pay with your face. Let's grab a drink.
So he grabs the drink and he goes to the cashier. She puts it in a bag. His face into a camera, and it has a green check mark that says,
was quick.
You're done.
Well, I mean, that's convenient, but man, you go down the street, people take enough pictures of you, you'll be broke. So that's a problem.
Well, I guess, can you show a picture? Would that work? I don't know. I bet they worked that bug out.
That's right.
I don't know. Man. You walk through the store and you just bought the whole store. Wait a minute.
Wait a second.
I was browsing. Well,
too, if you do a Mission Impossible face, you could always have another face on. Anyway, it's fascinating technology. That's Dubai.
I see Pritzker's is set to announce the 2026 re-election campaign. I didn't realize he was going up for a third term.
Well, for governor.
Right.
But he didn't.
Actually, Illinois has no term limit for governor.
Yeah.
Most states, I do think, do, but Illinois, you can.
Well, he has to have a fallback if he doesn't be president in 28, but he's certainly running for president.
He's expected to make this announcement, so he's going for governor and.
Well, what is he going to if he says I'm going to run for president and he loses? Then what does he do? What does he do then?
Got to have a backup
first
plan.
of all, he may not have decided to run for president. I think he will as well, but he's going to be a lot stronger as the governor than he will as a former governor.
Well, we'll see if we can keep losing residents, because we're a net loss of people moving out of the state, which will lose us more House seats and stuff like that. So,
well, I hope so. It's a great state, Steve. I tell you what, Illinois is a great state, and I think we can tweak some of the management, but it's really got a lot of things going for it too. So.
All right, well, listen, careful coming down the mountain in Colorado, Johnny. We appreciate what you're doing out there.
All right, well, God bless, and Steve, I think God is in control here.
Yes.
And we'll see what happens next. I'll tell you what, Diane, it's not that boring around here.
No, that's for sure.
Always something to talk about.
All right,
and for
Johnny.
me, it's got Tolono Fun Day on the horizon here
There
on
you
Friday
go.
and Saturday.
Yeah. Thank you, Johnny. God bless you. Be safe.
All right, thank you, Steve Day. Thanks, Diane.
All right,
Have a good
high
one.
atop the mountain, Brother Johnny in Colorado at a Christian camp that he supports and helped found. 5 till. We're going to get Suderman on the line here. Weather's going to be hot, according to meteorologist Greg Solier. We're headed toward 92. I mean, that's kind of what we got. It's a pattern, and we might get a little rain toward the weekend.
That's right. Tomorrow's high is at 90 with sunny skies. We've
Yep.
got 45% of showers for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with a high around 87 expected. We're currently at 79.
I'm taking a peek at Tuesday. It's 83 for the high, so that would be doable. Much better than 93 with a heat index at 105. I mean, those are the kind of things we've been messing with. Watts Copy Systems, they offer cost-efficient solutions for busy offices. If you want a free valuation, they'll come out for nothing. Just take a look around, say, hey, we could save you on some color prints, color copiers. 217-352-0428 for Watts Copy Systems. It's locally owned. All right, it is coming up on 7:56. Our good friend Steve Suderman. I was at a big box store and was seeing some televisions. Of course, I couldn't recognize how they were made, but they're stupid cheap. I mean, I cannot believe. But they got to carry it out with a truck. B, they're going to have somebody help them put it in. And C, what the heck do you do with a television when it doesn't work? Man, I go to Good Vibes. It is where you go to get the service and the quality stuff, man.
Well, I have to agree with you that there are really, really low-cost TVs out there. They keep driving them down farther and farther. I'm a little bit surprised that I think there's been some loading that was before the tariffs, because all those really cheap ones are Chinese, which were the hardest hit by tariffs. So I think your Walmart and your Best Buy loaded as much as they could. I know we did. So, but today is already a good day. My ears were ringing from that Buddy Guy show last night.
There you go. Yeah.
I feel kind of old to be sitting in this position, but that guy's 88 and he's still getting it done.
When I call you in 16 years, man, we'll compare notes. What kind of socks you got on today, Steve?
I ran into Mike, our manager there. I guess he won tickets from you. Did you lose my phone number?
He texted in the words Buddy Guy, and he won some tickets. And Angel made a post on social media saying this has been an awesome show. Did you happen to go and see the opening act with that 16-year-old kid and family members?
That kid with his 14-year-old sister on keyboard, he was just shredding it. It was really fun.
Man, I tell you.
Amazing.
And, it was like the second coming of Stevie Ray Vaughan, which is not a shabby comparison.
I know it.
So what do you got?
Well, our unsale continues. That means we have published pricing that's actually higher than what we're selling it for. We are required by all those vendors to show, if we're going to put a price on it at all, we have to show the price that they allow. We bought stuff before the prices went up. We're selling it cheaper in the store than we are online, which is a little bit funny. So you can look at it, check the specs and all that, but don't believe the prices that are on the website, because a lot of it is less expensive. I'm trying to figure out how to code it that way. By the time I get it figured out, we'll be probably charged on the new prices as we get later in July. But the Sony OLEDs have some real deals on them. So those prices that you come up in red on there, and the mini LEDs like your son got, there's promo deals on those. LG's still giving you the best picture for the buck out there. So visit us for real at 2010 Round Barn or on the web at gvibes.com. But just don't believe the prices. And please, everybody, vote for Good Vibes for People's Choice. And It's newsgazette.com. You can just click the box, and we're under home entertainment. And we've won 4 years in a row. I want to make it 5.
Well, we're rooting for you and want to do that. We want to vote for Good Vibes, locally owned and operated. I believe truly the best. They got veteran people. I saw 2 vans coming out near my neighborhood of Good Vibes. Mm-hmm. I mean, you had the A-team out on that one. That was
they travel in tandem a lot.
Yeah. Well, if you needed, that must have been a 98-incher. I mean, that must have been the big boy or something. But it was.
That might well have been, actually.
Yeah. In any event, it's awesome always talking to Steve Suderman, who's been at work every single day and plans to stay for another 30 years. It's awesome, your goals.
Good job, Steve.
All right, my friend. Always a pleasure. Good vibes again, Round Barn. We'll talk soon, my friend.
Thanks, you guys.
You bet.
By the way, that opening act was Taj Farrant, Farrant, T-A-G, Taj Farrant.
He's only 16?
16-year-old from Australia.
I'll be darned. Mm-hmm. All right. All right, whole nother hour to go. You're always welcome to join us at 217-359-2255. That's the Fisher National Bank text line. Temperature 78 degrees as we make the turn. Check your Fox News, more Greg weather, all next, and a recap of the Cubs and Cardinals if you missed it. You're listening to WSJK, ESPN 93.5, Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
They are badly damaged, for sure. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That's what Iran's foreign ministry admits today about their nuclear facilities after U.S. airstrikes over the weekend.
The High Commission of Iran just said it was totally demolished.
That's President Trump a short time ago at the NATO summit, disputing news reports leaking a preliminary Pentagon assessment that he disputes, saying the damage to Iran's nuclear program, feared to be building weapons, was limited.
Those pilots were so brave. I've never seen anything like it. They flew into the hornet's nest, and then they got hurt so badly by what the fake news wrote. And it was CNN, it was the New York Times, and they're both disgusting, really horrible groups of people.
Now, Israel has just said that the Iranian program has been set back many years. As the Iran and Israel ceasefire holds, Fox's Mike Tobin reports from Tel Aviv.
The war in Gaza continues, and Israel suffered a setback. 7 Israeli soldiers were killed in combat. They were in a Puma armored vehicle, which is pretty much just a converted British Challenger tank. A Palestinian was able to attach a bomb to that armored vehicle and detonate it.
Now, Israel also was blamed for 44 deaths in attacks against Hamas in the Gaza Strip. Back to the NATO summit in the Netherlands. Allied leaders have agreed to build up their own defenses with a goal of spending up to 5% of their own country's GDP. NATO leader Mark Rutte calls it
historic, transformational decisions to make our people safer through a stronger, fairer, and more lethal NATO.
And President Trump and NATO allies reaffirmed Article 5 commitments to defend any country in the alliance that's attacked. This happened after midnight.
5, 4.
SpaceX launched 4 astronauts on a private mission to the International Space Station from 4 countries.
Hungary, India, and Poland under the command of former NASA astronaut Peggy Whitson, who's already accumulated more days in space than any other American.
That's Fox's Jonathan Seri at the Kennedy Space Center. America's listening to Fox News.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to GoodRx.com/GLP. That's GoodRx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
You're great at protecting your personal information. You might even use things like two-factor authentication and strong passwords. But as much as you try to control how your info's protected, there are other places that also have it, and they may not be as careful. That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed, or your money back. Save 40% your first year with my name, Clay, as the promo code at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
It's considered an upset in New York City where a Muslim socialist could be the next mayor.
We have won because New Yorkers have stood up for a city they can afford. A city where they can do more than just struggle.
Zoran Mamdani declared victory in the Democratic primary, while former Governor Andrew Cuomo conceded defeat, even though the ranked choice voting results won't begin until final next month.
He put together a great campaign, and he touched young people and inspired them and moved them.
Now, Cuomo could still run as an independent for mayor. Current New York Mayor Eric Adams is already doing that.
I delivered for the city, and we're not going backwards.
The mayor also told Fox this morning Mamdani is a snake oil salesman promising free busing and child care and a $30 minimum wage. Also in New York, the Sean Diddy Combs sex trafficking trial goes to closing arguments tomorrow after the rapper and music producer did not testify and his defense called no witnesses.
When cross-examination of a final prosecution witness, a federal Homeland Security investigator, came to a close, prosecutors rested their case. Federal lawyers have presented 34 witnesses over 33 days, which included Combs' ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura and rapper Kid Cudi. The defense asked the judge to throw out all charges against Combs and end the case, claiming prosecutors did not prove racketeering and sex trafficking charges. In New York City, Gernal Scott, Fox News.
Today in Tennessee, Kilmar Abrego Garcia has a hearing days after a federal judge ordered him released from jail while awaiting human trafficking charges after he was returned to the U.S. from El Salvador, where Abrego Garcia was controversially deported in March, along with other alleged gang members. If he is released, Abrego Garcia likely won't be free. Immigration agents are ready to take him into custody. On Wall Street, stock futures are rising modestly ahead of today's trading. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. The highly anticipated plan to stop carbon capture and sequestration near the Mahomet Aquifer has arrived on the governor's desk. This comes roughly a year after community advocates raised concerns that carbon sequestration pipes full of liquid carbon dioxide could have leaks and contaminate the aquifer. Well, Champaign naming an interim fire chief. City manager Joan Walls appointing Tyler Funk to serve on the starting role July 14. Funk previously worked at the Champaign Fire Department for 26 years, rising to the rank of deputy fire chief before retiring in 2023. He's replacing the retiring chief Andy Kornstrom. Illinois Department of Transportation cautioning the public to be on the lookout for road buckling due to extreme heat. Pavement failures or blowouts happen when prolonged high temps cause the road to expand and buckle up or blow out, resulting in uneven driving surfaces. And that's a check of news here on your Wednesday. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
All right, so we take out the nukes from Iran. They said we're closing the Straits of Hormuz, which 1/5 of all the oil in the world comes out of the Straits of Hormuz. And so you're thinking gas prices are going to go nuts. Actually, the price of the barrel has been coming down.
Yes.
So please explain that to me.
Fell 6.1%. It's at 67.14 and 14 cents a barrel, it looks like.
And then I've discussed how, Solier, they get gas prices set in Champaign-Urbana. We're solid 309, 320. I mean, it varies quite a bit depending on location. But I've seen 306. I paid 309 the other day. But why is Tuscola 288? And they say, well, it's because of Love's. Well, I think Love's has only been there a few years.
It's Texas, too.
And they're in Douglas County.
Yeah, but does Douglas County, does Champaign County, what's our gas tax? I don't know. I mean,
so here. Remember, you were up in Wisconsin, weren't you?
It's $2.99.
So yeah. We have a spot we go to, and it's $2.80. But you come into the Illinois side and add 60, 65, 70 cents to it because of all the taxes on it.
Well, in Chicago near Nathaniel's home, it's $3.72.
That's about right. Yeah.
So anyway, I'm just wondering if you have a gas station and you have all the cappuccinos, and you say, hey, it's $3.20, but if you come inside to pay, it's $2.89. Because would you not sell enough hot dogs to make up the gap?
I suppose. This search says Champaign County has a state motor fuel tax on gasoline at 48.3 cents a gallon.
What?
I know. The tax on diesel fuel is 55.
What's the Costco operation running over there? There's another good example.
Oh, you know what? It says effective July 1st, 2025.
Oh, man, so we're going to get another bump here in Illinois.
My goodness.
Wow. So the 48 is going to be on top of...
I don't know.
It's coming Tuesday?
Is it a July 1st rule? So then I was going to type in Douglas County, and I see that it doesn't come up as what we're getting per gallon.
You know what?
Douglas
No
County.
matter what it costs, I'm going to buy gas. So
I know.
All right, but it still kind of stinks. If it's going to bump it, I got to look into that one. Weather with meteorologist Greg Solier. Pretty much the same, and a shot of rain toward the weekend, maybe, sir?
Yeah, well, almost each and every day, we had these little bubble up things that got going over parts of the area. Yesterday, we'll do it again today, and each and every day we kind of move that hot ridge, that hot dome, which covered New England in the mid-Atlantic region, and we kind of keep it weakening and cooling up aloft. That just gives us a better means of building the clouds, and with time, to get a little more forcing, as we call it, a cold front or outflow boundary, and we begin to be off to the races on each and every day, and that best likelihood, best covering on each and every wave continues to get focused over the weekend, and more so probably into the late Sunday, Monday, Tuesday time frame, at least late Sunday, Monday time frame, and then drier air finally moves in mid next week. And they're getting their rains in the western Corn Belt, the worst of the still ongoing dryness and drought over Iowa, flood warnings in some southwestern and southern areas there, and pretty good stripe of rainfall either side of I-80 coming out of the Hawkeye State currently. A couple of showers into the northwestern end of the state. 79 to 81 and the current temperature spread in a muggy feel. The heat advisory continues here, except Fort Iroquois counties, where temperatures will be down a little bit, but we'll still make a run into the low 90s for the next several days. It's pretty much rinse and repeat forecast, as we call it. Rain chances at 30 to 40% here this afternoon and evening time. Same again tomorrow at about 92, 93 in the afternoon. It's close to 50% heading on through the day on Friday. And then over the weekend, 50 to 60% coverages go to 60 and 70% outbreaks of showers and thunderstorms. So we're getting our rain. Weekend high temperatures still a little bit north of about 90 degrees. And then finally drier air moves in with temperatures in the 80s Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. Tropics getting a little busy too in the Atlantic. For CBJ Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
All right, thank you, Greg. All right, our illumination now that our gas prices, is that even possible?
And here's another headline. Illinois gas tax to increase 48.3 cents per gallon on July 1st. And here's a headline. Are you ready to pay more? We were just kind of kidding around of Champaign versus Douglas County and why is there a drop in Tuscola? Text in says, because the Fuel Mart in Tuscola has refused to play games with the cost of fuel. They sell it for what it should be selling for instead of jacked up prices that the other places charge.
See, I mean,
they say no other love sells gas that cheap, though. LOL.
Oh, really? Okay. Anyway, well, I mean, I would, as an entrepreneur, I would say $2.49 for a gallon of gas when you come in and pay and spend $10. You have people do it because they'll be thinking they're getting gas for $2.49.
Hard to monitor as you get busy on that sort of thing.
You either spend $10 or you don't. I mean, you have to spend a minimum of $10.
But so many times, I'm not even going in.
Well, I'm just saying, then you pay $3.80.
Okay.
So I bet you go in if it's $3.80.
I might go in.
I would go in if it's $3.80 and it's $2.49.
Okay.
Because you play games with them. They don't make money on gas. A nickel maybe. That's what I've been told. Now, you make money with, that's why they're so fancy inside. Mm-hmm. You buy, your bag of Fritos at $7, it's normally $4.
What is it about those rollers with those little, what are those things? I just love those
rollers.
Like the hot dogs are on the hot rollers. And then there's this little
it's your hot dog warmer.
Kind of a Mexican thing that's surrounded
honestly,
by a dough.
I've never bought anything like that. Because they might have been there since yesterday.
There's a little price difference, weight difference between you and I.
It's called convenience. And if we're desperate, you go buy one of those hot dogs on the roller thingy.
If you were talking about Wisconsin, there's some places in Wisconsin that I don't know if it's a Quick Trip or what, but it is amazing in some of those truck stop type places.
No, there's one in Peatone. And it's run by my folks from India.
Or Kenosha or something.
Well, the Peatone, as you're on 57, before you go into the city, go to Peatone. On the right-hand side, it's the International something.
Okay.
Big old building, and you can go upstairs and get a haircut.
Oh, wow.
No, it's very, and the bathrooms are spick and span.
Right.
I mean, really clean. It's in Piatone. Janet always likes stopping there, and that's your launch to Chicago.
Okay.
And the gas prices are normal.
And
It's not Chicago.
all of these places that host these truckers and have showers and things like that for them. And I mean, it takes it up a notch. And some of
they have gambling in there too.
That's what I was just going to say.
Gambling and a haircut. I've never seen a haircut.
And see, they don't have as much on the maintenance or whatever because they're not paying the bartenders. Our local drinking establishments are like, it's not fair on some of these truck stops because people just come in and gamble and then they're on the road again and they don't have the high maintenance you would have if you had a drinking establishment.
But you can't, what? You mean you're driving?
I know, but it's the hosting of the gambling machines at bars versus hosting the gambling machines at a truck stop.
So they're going to get the business, not you.
Right.
Yeah, I got it. All right, sports headline.
Okay, we'll pivot to the Cardinals. What's going on? Our Cubs fans are saying 8-7. So the Cardinals have won 2 in the series so far. 6:45 start here on ESPN 93.5. Here's your recap.
The Redbird Recap is sponsored by Helitech Waterproofing and Foundation Repair. Heal your home with Helitech.
With Ricky Orton, I'm John Rooney, and last night the Cubs hit the long ball. The Cardinals hit 3 home runs again. The Cardinals had to hang on, and guess what? They did, winning 8-7, and they won the first 2 games in the series over the Chicago Cubs.
Another thriller between the Cubs and the Cardinals. The Redbirds come out on top 8-7. They were out hit by the Cubs, but they had the big fly working again. They were able to chase their starter, Tyone. McGreevy gave up some runs himself, but the bullpen was good.
And here's how the game ended. And here's Helsley from the high set. The kick, the pitch. A chopper toward third. Here's Arenado barehanding, throwing. That's a Redbird winner. Out at first base. Out at first base. A great play by Arenado dodging the runner, Pete Crow Armstrong, and then throwing to first. Great defense, clutch pitching at the end, and timely hitting. The Cardinals go for a win in the 3rd game of the series tonight behind Eric Fetty.
So Pete Crow Armstrong, 23. He had a little mishap during the game.
He's terrific. I mean, he plays with such confidence. To me, it's a little too much confidence.
Oh.
Because the way he went back and looked like it might be a home run, he just casually, I got that, no big deal.
Right.
Then he turned his back to the infield, not knowing that there weren't 3 outs.
Right.
And Mason Wynn was tagging up going from second to third, and Mason Wynn scored because he was dawdling around out there, and I get it. It's not bragging if you can do it, but he to me just a smidge too pretentious, just his body language. But he's a terrific player.
Chicago Cub publication. Pete Crow Armstrong's terrible, horrible, no good, very bad game.
Got a hit in the ninth.
I know.
He got a hit. It was the
an awful night. It says center fielder forgot how many outs there were in the inning. Anyway.
Yeah. It's and he's young. Last year he hit like 170, so he's really having a monster year.
Mm-hmm.
People are talking about him as the National League MVP.
That's right.
Over Shohei Ohtani. So that's the kind of year. But I can tell attitudes a little bit by the way you carry yourself. And I don't know why I just have a hard time with pretentiousness. What does the Lord expect from you? To live justly, love mercy, and walk humbly with your God. Paul Goldschmidt. That's a guy that just always, okay, I did my job this time, and next time could be tough. I mean, know that it isn't that easy, Pete. So, yeah, he's 23. But he's an incredible talent.
Mm-hmm.
He can run, he can catch, and he can hit.
So we had Arizona beating the Chicago White Sox 4-1. That series continues at 1:10 this afternoon. We have the NBA draft tonight. We'll be watching what happens with Kasparas Giacochonis and Will Riley in NYC. Everyone's expecting Duke's Cooper Flagg to go to the Dallas Mavericks.
Summer means pools, picnics, and relaxation. Also the perfect time for a mid-year financial checkup. If you've fallen behind on goals, Busey can help you get back on track. Rethink the big goals. The checklist, the calculators, resources found at busey.com/mortgage are great tools to see if you're on track for saving for retirement. Have you been sticking to a budget? Well, you can always take a look again, say, okay, what's our expenses? What are we earning? Where's it come out? And plan to pay off debt swiftly as your cash flow allows. There's no time like the present to ensure your estate planning wishes are documented. You might do, or think about at least, message to my loved ones available at busey.com. And get creative with new and unique passwords because our passwords are weak. Whatever your financial goal, Busey can help from retirement planning to funding your child's college education. You can meet with a Busey advisor in wealth management if you'd like, but enjoy your summer free from financial worries. To work toward achieving your financial goals today, go to Busey.com or stop by one of their many convenient locations today. Investment product services not FDIC insured, may lose value, no bank guarantee. I'm giving out free pizza to Jets Pizza today.
Jets Pizza.
Mm-hmm.
I love it, and it's great lunch specials, but this is $50, so you can really have a nice night in the summer, maybe be on the go, maybe check out the drive-in. I don't know what you want to do, but lots of great options. 1907 West Springfield and 512 South Neal Street, 2 locations for Jets Pizza. Head to GoStever.com.
Yep, GoStever.com. You can enter. You get an email after 8 tonight if you're one of our winners. You'll have about a week to use it. $50 to Jets Pizza, delicious Detroit-style pizza. Time for weather. Meteorologist Greg Solier, 8:19.
Logan, everyone, let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign, and Memphis. Saturday, temperatures easing down a bit in areas north of Champaign, but still hot and humid weather continues on with daily mentions of a couple of showers and thunderstorms, but signs of a little more organization and more widespread rain shaping up for the weekend with an approaching cool front that'll drop temperatures down and humidity levels to more comfortable levels Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. Otherwise, for today, tomorrow, and Friday, partly sunny, a couple of showers and thunderstorms will develop during the morning and roam parts of the air in the afternoon. Rain chances up to 40% for today and tomorrow. 50-50 crack at the rain on Friday. High temperatures of 94 today, 93 tomorrow, and 92 on Friday. Weekend highs around or just slightly north of about 90, and better than even odds at a couple of outbreaks of showers and thunderstorms late Saturday, Sunday, into Monday. And finally, drier air moves on in with seasonal temperatures and lower afternoon humidity. Highs next to Tuesday and Wednesday into the 80s. For CVJ Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
I'm Taylor Riggs, and this is the Fox Business Report.
There's another sign Americans are pulling back at the grocery store, but still splurging on their pets. General Mills, which makes Cheerios, Wheaties, Folgers, and many other brands, says overall sales declined in the recent quarter, and it expects sales to drop for the whole year, though pet food sales were up, and General Mills says it will be launching its Blue Buffalo brand as fresh pet food. FedEx is reporting a better than expected quarter, though it's been seeing weaker shipping demand for products from China and says that will impact its earnings this year. As you hit the road this summer, you're likely to find gas prices below last summer's levels. Gas Buddy says OPEC has been increasing production and U.S. output is near records. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Cosolda. Invested in you.
I'm Charles Payne. Listen to my Unstoppable Prosperity podcast so I can get you making money right now. 35 years on Wall Street taught me how to successfully invest in the stock market. In my 4-part series, I'm going to teach you too. Some of Fox Business's finest join me to help tell my story, impart crucial lessons from my Unstoppable Prosperity book, and to give you the tools to achieve your own financial dreams.
Listen anytime, everywhere at foxbusinesspodcast.com or wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.
Are you or a loved one 65 and older and need to schedule your free annual Medicare wellness visit? An annual Medicare wellness visit allows you and your healthcare provider to establish a personalized prevention plan for your healthcare. Call your Christie Clinic primary care provider to learn more and schedule your free annual Medicare wellness visit. Stay well with Christie Clinic.
Make an appointment today at ChristieClinic.com and click on online scheduling. Take care of yourself and put your health first.
We're back. We have Paul Rican from Dick Van Dyke Appliance World on the air. Paul, what makes buying an appliance at Dick Van Dyke so special?
Well, Chris, it all starts with our service department. We have an in-house service team that's second to none. And Chris, is that a dog in the back?
Max, keep it down. Have a snack, buddy. Go ahead, Paul.
With our in-house service team, we have our free 10-year protection plan included on most appliance purchases.
Paul, sorry. Let me close the window here.
Should we start over? Or?
Nope, we are on the air.
All right, so with our free protection plan, we also give you a lifetime discount on the service call even after the 10 years runs out.
Hey, cut it out for a second. Sorry, Paul, I have a basement remodel going on. Did you say a service call discount for the life of the appliance? Uninterrupted discounted service?
Uninterrupted discounted service.
For the life of the appliance. Uninterrupted, huh? I like that.
No interruptions. The kind of service that makes Dad say,
wow.
Big Van Dyke Appliance World. When you buy from us, you get the whole store.
This is Eric Boland with Provident Financial Group. Unfortunately, there is no one-size-fits-all retirement plan. Finding the right plan for you depends on many factors. The good news is we can help improve your retirement readiness, whatever your situation. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
This week, it's the one sale pet lovers can't afford to miss. The Pets Pick Flooring event at Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery. First, get a free labor credit on every carpet and floor. Get a $50 labor credit for every 100 feet you buy. Get up to a $1,000 rebate on great pet-friendly carpets and floors from Shaw. Ask how you can get free accessories or area rugs with your furniture purchase. And buy it all with 2 years free financing. The Pets Pick Flooring event is going on now at Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery.
Well, I tell you what, though, A&R has been such an amazing, impactful company. Your grandfather, your dad, you've all gone through stuff. And your secret is what, John?
Well, I mean, you have to trust that you're doing the right thing, first of all. And you got to surround yourself with good people. And I think over the years, we've had some really good people that have been part of A&R. And, you know, we owe a lot of our success, if not all of it, to those people.
Neil, you could say A&R has built a great part of Champaign-Urbana. It's about people. Can you explain the culture, why people would want to work at A&R?
We've had several families where we've gone even 3 generations. And these guys are long-term employees. They want to stay with us. And it's rewarding to know that they want to be with us. We have their backs. They have our backs. And that's a unique perspective, I think, from anybody this day and age.
I'm positive because you're such a solid company. A&R Mechanical, a thriving leader 100 years later. When you make the right decision, it feels good, like picking the perfect accent rug or choosing a good night's sleep over an all-night crime show binge. It feels really good to make the right insurance decision, too. That's why State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow is right here in Champaign-Urbana to help you select the right protection at the right price. Kurt will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. Just call him when you want the real deal. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. All right, Cubs Cardinals again tonight. We'll have it on US 105.9 if you want to follow Pat Hughes and Ron Comer for the Cubbies. And, of course, here, John Rooney and our good friend Ricky Horton.
Yeah.
And that's on ESPN 93.5. And this fall is year number 2 for the Chicago Bears on Q96, another sister station on WQQB 96.1. We'll have the Bear broadcast, Jeff Joniak, Tom Thayer.
Mm-hmm.
The guys are really good. And dare I say that we're optimistic that the Chicago Bears are going to scare the playoffs this year? Wouldn't that be fun?
Wow.
I'm not going to do the ticket. First time in a number of years. The ticket is from the NFL and whoever YouTube. They've priced me out.
Wow.
Do you want to pay $480 for the ticket?
You're kidding. That high?
It used to be $240 for the year.
Wow.
They have doubled in essence over the last few years. I don't need it. So I shall be watching the Chicago Bears most likely. I don't need to see the Saints. They're not going to be very good. So, yeah. And then there's something else called the Red Zone, and you can pay $15 a month. And they'll show you what's happening if somebody's about to score. So it'll kind of be kind of a highlight thing in live. So I'll be doing $15 a month. I'm not. There's a tipping point in pricing, and they've hit mine. I enjoyed going to a game of the week that I liked, but usually the big games on TV on network anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So it's fine. Good luck to you. $480 for 4 months.
Man.
Now, the gamblers and the fantasy players, of which I'm a fantasy player, but I don't care that much, and I'm not very good at it. I just back in the day when we had a baseball thing back in the 80s with our buddies, I knew every player's position and their stats in the National League.
How does that look? Do you all get together right before the season starts?
Yeah, you have a draft. It's a blast.
Okay.
You're a general manager.
I've never been invited to that sort of thing. When it was first coming on the radar of doing these sort of things, there was a radio station with some friends of mine and at a convention in Seattle, and they said that they take over a bar and all these people go in these little clusters.
It's really fun, and I was ridiculously into it. It was before children. I just newly married with Janet, and I had time to know what Eric Davis's baseball average was and all the pitchers' ERAs.
I know all the stats.
I knew everything. Every position player in the National League I knew, and their stats. That's a little much.
Man.
So, anyway.
That's some time on your hands right there.
That's right.
But I mean, if you are doing a deep dive and you like this sort of thing, it's all good.
No, it is fun. It truly is fun. It just, I don't know as much. I'm not as good at it. And so, we were just playing for a trophy. The passing circulating trophy.
Wow.
And I won 1 year, but that was it.
Bears start the regular season against the Vikings on September 8th at 7:15 on ABC.
Decision. Where's that game?
At Soldier Field.
Okay, good.
Then they're at the Lions for September 14th at noon on Fox.
No, listen, you play in your division. It's Detroit, the Bears, the Packers,
Cowboys. Cowboys will be coming up.
Well, the Cowboys in another division.
Okay, gotcha.
Well, their division, the Green Bay Packers, Detroit Lions, Minnesota, Chicago. 4 teams. Mm-hmm. Anyway, it's hard. Everybody's good. There's no patsy. All right, I heard from Chris Thomas. I think we're going to get him on soon.
Great.
We call him Nighthawk because he'd be a great 2 a.m. radio voice.
I don't know whether it's because it's a morning voice for our volleyball coach, but it was good and deep and
it was
just
great stuff.
Brought you in.
Yeah. Nighthawk sometime soon.
Exactly.
News next.
At Pards in Urbana, the boots just keep on coming. They're known for their huge collection of men's cowboy boots, women's cowgirl boots, kids' boots, and even shoes. If you're searching for top footwear brands, look no further than Pards. They carry a wide variety, including Ariat, Dan Post, Smoky Mountain, Roper, Double H, and more. And if socks or accessories are what you need, they've got all your high-quality essentials. Since 1968, Pards has been serving their customers with high-quality merchandise. And if you haven't been to Pards in a while, a lot has changed. Go check them out just off University Avenue in Urbana.
Get ready, Champaign. It's time to sip and shop at Ashley. Enjoy 15% off your purchase or no money down, no minimum, and no interest for 24 months. Ashley's serving up brunch and mimosas while you shop. Plus, check out Beyond Bonded's permanent jewelry booth for a sparkle that lasts. Grab a friend and join them for styles, savings, and sips. Only at Ashley and Champaign. Saturday, June 28th from noon to 2 p.m. It's Sip and Shop at Ashley, 602 West Anthony Drive. Ashley, this is home.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. President Trump and the NATO summit in the Netherlands pushing back against the leaked report that airstrikes on Iran's nuclear facilities only set its weapons program back a few months and that enriched uranium had been moved.
Well, the intelligence was very inconclusive. The intelligence says we don't know. It could have been very severe.
Iran's defense ministry confirms the facilities are badly damaged. New York State Assemblyman Zoran Mandani declares victory in the Democrats' primary for mayor of New York City.
We have won because New Yorkers have stood up for a city they can afford.
He's a 33-year-old Democratic Socialist up against 10 other candidates, including former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo. He could run as an independent in November's general election, like current mayor and former Democrat Eric Adams. Curtis Sliwa is the Republican nominee. America's listening to Fox News.
At F&B Wealth Management, it's not just about numbers, it's about people and communities. Hi, I'm Ryan Heiser, President and CEO of Fisher National Bank and F&B Wealth Management. Our team is united by a shared passion for helping you achieve your financial goals. We are equipped and eager to work together to craft personalized financial solutions just for you, including retirement planning, risk management through life insurance, long-term care insurance planning, and investment advisory services. Together, we will celebrate milestones, navigate life's transitions, and build a financial future that reflects your values. Experience the difference of a team that truly cares. Visit investwithfnb.com to learn more about dedicated advisors and start your journey toward a financial confidence today.
FNB Wealth Management is a division of Fisher National Bank. FNB securities are not insured by the FDIC, not a deposit or other obligation of or guaranteed by the depository institution, subject to investment risks, including possible loss of the principal amount invested. Securities, insurance, and investment advisory services are offered through Midwestern Securities Trading Company, LLC, MSTC, member FINRA, SIPC, MSTC, and FNB are not affiliated.
FNB Wealth Management, supporting exceptional communities full of exceptional people.
Racing, racing, racing. Friday Night Lights at Farmer City Raceway is a blast. Only $15 admission and kids 12 and under are free. This Friday, June 14th, has Matco Tool Night, $1,000 tool spree to the late mods winner, Dyer's Top Rods mods, and a full show. Head to 850 Grove Street in Farmer City with hot laps at 6:30. Details at farmercityracing.com. You'll buy the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
Here's a look at local news. The highly anticipated plan to stop carbon capture and sequestration near the Mahomet Aquifer has arrived on the governor's desk. This comes roughly a year after community advocates raised concerns that carbon sequestration pipes full of liquid carbon dioxide could have leaks and contaminate the aquifer. Well, Champaign naming an interim fire chief. City Manager Joan Walls appointing Tyler Funk to serve in the starting role July 14. Funk previously worked at the Champaign Fire Department for 26 years, rising to the rank of Deputy Fire Chief before retiring in 2023. He's replacing the retiring Chief Andy Kornstrom. Illinois Department of Transportation cautioning the public to be on the lookout for road buckling due to extreme heat. Pavement failures or blowouts happen when prolonged high temps cause the road to expand and buckle up or blow out, resulting in uneven driving surfaces. And that's a check of news here on your Wednesday. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Want unbeatable prices on your next furniture purchase, but also seeking that local hometown feel? Look no further than Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola. Customers rave about their friendly, established staff, as well as their great selection, amazing prices, and second-to-none delivery service. They're a third-generation local business, and they've always got your best interests at heart. Find the look you love for less. Open 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday, but always available online at kelseyfurniture.com. That's kelseyfurniture.com.
Sarah Champagne Managing Partner Ben Quattrone.
We're always looking for people. You can go online and apply on our website. We never know what we're going to need. We're always expanding. We're always building more and growing our business. If we don't need a person and they come along and we find out that they're an eagle, they're a star, we'll hire them. We'll put them somewhere and wait for the spot we're going to have them working.
Learn more at sarahchampagne.com. Well, a peek at our weather with our meteorologist, learned one, Greg Solier, brought to you by Kramer's Siding and Window.
Well, your computer isn't the only thing that needs an update. Maybe your windows could be more energy efficient and replace those drafty ones. Learn more at kramersiding.com.
So look at everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign and Van vicinity. Well, a little bit of relief into areas north of Champaign with a winding down of that heat advisory, but still humidity and dew point values up and elevated. And here locally, east-west of the Champaign, Vermilion County line, well, the heat wave continues on, but again, winding down with regard to temperature. Humidity stays up and elevated, and each and every day, some degree of a couple of showers and thunderstorms will get going. Best odds on approaching cold front over the course of the weekend. Up to 94 today, a partly sunny sky, and again, a late morning or afternoon shower thunderstorm will roam a couple of areas with a light south wind down tonight to 74, and a little change expected tomorrow and in through Friday. Partly sunny, hot and humid, and the rain chances at 40% for tomorrow and up to 50% on Friday. A couple of showers and thunderstorms later morning and afternoon. Highs up to 93 tomorrow, 92 on Friday. Scattered showers and thunderstorms over the weekend. Highs around 90. For CVJ Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
Here's another home improvement insight from Kramer Siding and Window, a proud member of Prairie Home Alliance. A new front door can instantly upgrade the look of your home and make it more energy efficient. The Kramer Siding and Window team can also install French doors to your deck or patio, welcoming the outside in, or storm doors for an extra layer of protection against the elements. The estimate is free, financing is available, and the business is local. Schedule your beautiful new door today and save 25%. Call us, click on kramersiding.com, or visit the showroom in Champaign.
This week, it's the one sale pet lovers can't afford to miss. The Pets Pick Flooring event at Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery. First, get a free labor credit on every carpet and floor. Get a $50 labor credit for every 100 feet you buy. Get up to a $1,000 rebate on great pet-friendly carpets and floors from Shaw. Ask how you can get free accessories or area rugs with your furniture purchase. And buy it all with 2 years free financing. The Pets Pick Flooring event is going on now at Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery.
Yeah, we're confirming, it's hard to believe gas prices are going to go up next Tuesday 50 cents. I don't know. I can't. Illinois is that's too big of a jump. And then I go to Indiana and pay $2.99. Well, might drive to Covington more. I don't know. Just go to Tuscola. They'll figure it out. They'll stay low.
But this online search talks about the motor fuel tax rates and fees.
This is Illinois now.
Yeah.
Not national. It's Illinois. Well, Donald Trump most assuredly will be blamed for it. So absolutely blame Trump because of Iran. That's an example of how much people hear. Is they'll just think it's the bombing of Iran that caused Illinois gas to go to I'm going to have to, we just got to confirm. Anybody know? Call Springfield. 217-359-2255.
If we weren't thinking about this when it was talked about, this story is from mid-May. Gas will soon get a little more expensive.
No,
the motor fuel price
20%
has
isn't
increased
little.
in recent years, and it will begin again in July. Here's what's happening with our tax. Starting July 1st, the motor fuel tax on gasoline will be a little over 48 cents per gallon, 48.3 cents per gallon. The tax on diesel fuel will be nearly 50 cents per gallon at 55.8 cents a gallon. How much did the sales tax rise? It says gasoline was 47% cents per gallon. The tax on diesel fuel was around 54 cents per gallon. There's also a tax.
Maybe it's a penny up. You said 48 cents. Maybe it's going up a penny.
Maybe
it cannot be 48, but politically
because it talks about the numbers here from July 2024.
Okay, so what it is, it's an extra penny. You do 48%, you're all not getting reelected. Okay,
right.
It's if you want to be in office.
Okay, now
it's up a penny. Okay, we're fine because that was
further down.
No, that would be national news, a shock. Pritzker's chance at reelection bad. I mean, all that. It's too much.
And there's also a tax on the liquefied petroleum gas, natural gas, and compressed natural gas.
Just like a stamp. What's a stamp? How much is a first class stamp right now?
I think 75 cents.
It's 73.
Okay.
All right. So it used to be 58.
But now they just sell the forever stamp.
Yeah.
And they don't have a price on it. So you don't know. You just go there and say, I need a stamp.
Bruce knows. He said the increase will be half a penny a gallon.
Okay.
All right. Shockwave over. People can go back in their homes.
Because it's already been high. It's just adding a little to our higher tax.
You had half a penny in how much gas we use in Illinois, how much gas we use everywhere. Then it's a significant jump and bump, but you can't get away from it.
It says in a vehicle loads 15 gallons of fuel, the gasoline tax would account for 19.5 cent raise for a total fill up.
Okay.
So there you go.
Okay. Again, citizens, back into your homes.
Not
Everything
50 cents. It's just
will
adding
be fine
to the already high.
Yeah,
all right. That makes sense.
Okay. All right.
But the people who heard us an hour ago.
19 cents would be right. It's 1.3 cents per gallon is this tax.
Okay.
All right. Nobody's going to care about that. But you go to the post office, 73 cents. It still doesn't hit the tipping point for me to deliver it myself. What I do is I go online. And I'm trying to get everything done online. And that's easy.
Mm-hmm.
You can send money via whatever system you're using and just mail the money, wire the money, ACH stuff, EFT stuff, just move it. But yeah, otherwise, in the post office, how much mail do they sort? Millions in a particular post office.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just unbelievable amount. And frankly, if it wasn't for the fundraiser people, God bless them, and the eBay, I mean, people aren't paying by mail much anymore. Mail is probably fourth on how people try and pay.
Yeah, I get a lot of offers for credit and stuff like that too.
Yep. No, they want you sucked into that for sure. But then you can get all the fundraisers and all the wonderful causes that they want you to support.
Absolutely.
So. All right, 8:42. Let me get you that Cub Cardinal recap again next. The sounds of spring and the smell of flowers in the air. They all add up to Spring Green, America's neighborhood lawn care team. They become your favorite through quality service and professionalism. Spring Green will service and maintain your lawnscape with seeding, aeration, fertilizing, disease, and insect control. Over 32 years of satisfied customers reflect their commitment to Champaign-Urbana and the Mattoon-Charleston area. Call Spring Green at 217-359-2111 or online at spring-green.com.
Take charge of the years ahead with a smart, sound investment strategy and business succession plan. Busey Bank's business and wealth management experts help you envision your best future with powerful insights and proven strategies. Building business and growing wealth since 1868. Busey Bank, proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
This is XYZ Insurance. How can I help?
I have a question about my home policy.
Okay, question about phone policy.
Home policy.
Okay, gnome policy.
HOME, home.
Technology is great, but sometimes it's better to talk with a real person. With Erie Insurance, you have a caring, independent agent who's with you from beginning to end.
We don't have any HOMEs on record.
Your Erie agent in Champaign is Thomas & Ellers Insurance. Go to erieinsurance.com for company licensure and product details.
At Christie Clinic, our commitment is for the care of our community. That commitment includes keeping care local, where our patients, their families, our clinics, and their hospital of choice are located. Our providers live and work here. It's their passion to care for their families and neighbors. Thank you for choosing Christie Clinic, your hometown provider. When you do, you support the health and well-being of your community.
Make an appointment today at ChristieClinic.com and click on online scheduling. Take care of yourself and put your health first.
We check your sports headlines. Cubs and Cardinals are going at it.
That's right. Let's get the recap of yesterday's Cardinal win, 8-7.
Now we can get the recap.
Okay.
The Redbird Recap is sponsored by Helitech Waterproofing and Foundation Repair. Heal your home with Helitech.
With Ricky Orton, I'm John Rooney, and last night the Cubs hit the long ball. The Cardinals hit 3 home runs again. The Cardinals had to hang on, and guess what? They did, winning 8-7, and they won the first 2 games in the series over the Chicago Cubs.
Another thriller between the Cubs and the Cardinals. The Redbirds come out on top 8-7. They were out hit by the Cubs, but they had the big fly working again. They were able to chase their starter, Tyone. McGreevy gave up some runs himself, but the bullpen was good.
And here's how the game ended. And here's Helsley from the high set. The kick, the pitch. A chopper toward third. Here's Arenado barehanding, throwing. That's a Redbird winner. Out at first base. Out at first base. A great play by Arenado, dodging the runner, Pete Crow Armstrong, and then throwing to first. Great defense, clutch pitching at the end, and timely hitting. The Cardinals go for a win in the 3rd game of the series tonight behind Eric Fetty.
Arizona beat the Chicago White Sox 4-1. Their series continues at 1:10 this afternoon. NBA draft tonight. We'll see what happens. Kasparis Shakachonis and Will Riley in New York City invited to the green room. That's a good sign. We're expecting Duke's Cooper Flagg to go first with Dallas Mavericks. You know, you and I were talking about the Rutgers kid, I think it's Ace Bailey. That he wasn't necessarily
working out for teams. I think the higher you're up, I don't think you have to. I don't think Cooper Flagg worked out for anybody because you could get hurt. You don't have to. You're already projected top. You can only go down. Brad Underwood, I presume, sits with Kasparis first and then works over to the Will Riley table because Kasparis is going to go first by all accounts. And to have Tuolana in the top 25 picks, what the heck?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty exciting, pretty unusual. And congratulations to these young men in 12 hours becoming millionaires.
That's right.
That's pretty cool.
I just brought up the list of the Illini Athletic Hall of Fame class of 2025. We spoke already earlier in the show about Teresa Grentz being part of this class.
Well, she's in the Naismith Basketball Hall
Yes,
now.
I mean, she has a lot of different kudos coming her way, which is awesome. Let's see. We talked about Scott Spezio being on the list, which is great. Kurt Kittner also on the list.
11 of them, I think. Yeah, Kawan Garris. I'll be darned. It'll be great, and that'll be later this fall. 847.
Hi, this is Ross Craig with Philo Exchange Bank. Do you need a loan? When it comes to personal or commercial lending, experience matters. Philo Exchange Bank is a different kind of bank with over 135 years of combined lending experience. Let us be your trusted partner. Unlike many other banks, our lending decisions are made quickly and efficiently within the walls of the bank.
Philo Exchange Bank, hometown community banking since 1883. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
From computer systems to brakes and tires too, at PDR, fixing cars is what they do. Remember, when you turn the key and the car won't run, call 367-9481 or use their dedicated text-only line at 383-0619. Additional information including repair quotes and online scheduling requests available from the website at pdrauto.com. Remember, they are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR.
Hey, all you backyard chefs and grill gurus, barbecue season is here, and I know that you're anxious to fire up that smoker or grill, but your yard needs mowed. Yes, your wife is getting hangry, but that grass isn't going to cut itself. What's an aspiring pitmaster going to do? Get the world's fastest mower, of course, a Dixie chopper from Dedicated Diesel in Urbana. They carry a full line of Dixie choppers from the Z2 and Magnum residential models up to the big Excalibur and classic commercial machines that can mow nearly 8 acres an hour. This is award-winning competition pitmaster Tim Onstott, and whether I'm cooking low and slow or hot and fast, I always have time to savor the flavor because my mowing time is cut down by Dixie Chopper, the world's fastest mower. Get your Dixie Chopper at Champaign-Urbana's only dealer, Dedicated Diesel, at 1313 Triumph Drive in Urbana, 217-328-0562.
And if you missed it, I played a clip from a man in Dubai, world's tallest building built by Bill Baker, U of I grad. Burj
Influenced
Khalifa.
by your dad.
We influenced. My dad was his professor, his favorite professor, actually. He quoted in the News Gazette one Sunday.
Was your dad's name Narby, or
Yes.
was that a
Narby.
nickname?
No, that was it. And he had to put None for his middle name. Narby Nunn, because they said, what's your middle name? So he put Nunn, and they thought that was his middle name, but he had no middle name.
Oh, wow.
Yes, Narby Khachaturian, and he was also very influential in Fazlur Khan. Fazlur Khan built the Sears Tower.
Yes.
So that's all U of I stuff, man. And we were huge in the Golden Gate Bridge back in the day in the 30s.
Okay.
The U of I grads and engineering is just gold. It's way better than Harvard Law. All right, 10 till. We check your weather. Meteorologist Greg Solya. It's going to continue on. Don't forget, go to GoStever.com. You can get $50 to Jet's Pizza.
Yeah, Jet's Pizza has 2 locations. One near campus at Neal and Green.
Yeah.
Also off Springfield and near Round Barn.
Go get yourself a big pizza. $50 bills we're handing out. Good luck. GoStever.com.
Logan, everyone, let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign, and this Saturday. Temperatures easing down a bit in areas north of Champaign, but still hot and humid weather continues on with daily mentions of a couple of showers and thunderstorms, but signs of a little more organization and more widespread rain shaping up for the weekend with an approaching cool front that will drop temperatures down and humidity levels to more comfortable levels Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. Otherwise, for today, tomorrow, and Friday, partly sunny. A couple of showers and thunderstorms will develop during the morning and roam parts of the air in the afternoon. Rain chances up to 40% for today and tomorrow. 50-50 crack at the rain on Friday. High temperatures of 94 today, 93 tomorrow, and 92 on Friday. Weekend highs around or just slightly north of about 90, and better than even odds at a couple of outbreaks of showers and thunderstorms late Saturday, Sunday, into Monday. And finally, drier air moves on in with seasonal temperatures and lower afternoon humidity. Highs next to Tuesday and Wednesday into the 80s. For CVJ Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
Drive in, drive out.
Recycling's what Max is all about. You can make some cash and do your share. We make it really simple because we care. It doesn't matter large or small. Our friendly staff will handle it all. Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Hey, where are you headed?
To Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola.
What do they have there?
What don't they have there? Living room furniture, benches, chests, love seats, sectionals, tables, bedroom sets, hutches, nightstands, end tables, cabinets, mirrors, stools, clocks, lamps, pillows, rugs, desks, media consoles, patio furniture, Tempur-Pedic mattresses, and more.
So, everything.
Yeah, probably could have just said that.
Kelsey Furniture, quality for less.
Actually, I called the provider. It was just going to be a while before I could have service, and I couldn't wait, so I was recommended to Classic. Professionalism, their dependability, credibility, and the service technicians, I wouldn't ever call anybody else.
I truly believe that after people have experienced other companies and then given us a try, they can clearly see the difference.
Visit ClassicPlum.com.
All right, Tolono Fun Days.
Yes.
It's Friday, Saturday. And,
it is.
Do you know anything about this?
I do.
Okay.
Zip line, music, helicopter rides in the afternoon on Saturday. There's parades, the golf cart parade on the 5K route on Friday night at 8 o'clock. And the main parade is at 11 o'clock on Saturday. And I'm hearing people who have entries. I just love seeing the ball teams come together. And for years, that red 1970 Impala was driven by Dale Steerwalt. He hit 90 last October, I believe. Been married to his lovely wife, Virginia. They're just pillars in our community when it comes to the things they do at the Methodist Church and the planters and making things grow. And of course, farmers and, the dedication that they have to their community and running the town hall and the emergency fund for people who can't make ends meet. So I'm so happy we're tapping Dale and Virginia Steerwalt to finally ride in the back seat of the car after, I think, for over 40 years.
He might say, hold on, turn left up here. Turn left. I've driven this a while.
His son Douglas and Peg, his daughter, are supposedly in the front seats. And I think 4 or 5 grandkids all around.
Well, it's like if you say Steerwalt in the Tolono region,
I know.
It's like saying Frericks out in Royal.
That's right.
I mean, there's a lot of Steerwalts.
I think born in Sedoris, but class of 1952 for Unity. And that was one of the original ones because my mom and dad were president and vice president of their class of 49.
President and vice president, Gene and Betty Ducey?
They were.
Community leaders from the get-go.
From the get-go.
Way to go.
And, it was the junior high when we were back in the day, but that was Tolono Community High School back in the day. And there was a picture of them sitting on that octagon around the big tree, which has now been taken away from Eastside Park. I can remember that picture of mom and dad when they were younger. Oh, man. But things change. I just got to get used to it.
Yeah.
TolonoFundays.org for details.
All right. We will talk tomorrow, God willing. John Decker is at, he's in The Hague, Netherlands.
Okay.
And so he's with the NATO crowd.
Yes.
That's where he's been running lately.
But it was in Belgium, I believe. And I feel like there was some clips of Trump with the Netherlands. Was it Prime Minister?
Yeah, he's been hanging out there now after the whole Iran nuclear war.
Yeah, still praying for peace.
Yes.
For
okay.
everyone.
All right. Sounds good. And absolutely right. We want peace. So we'll hear John. It'll be just after lunch his time. But he was planning to call us tomorrow, so we'll look forward to that. All right, thank you, Diane.
Enjoy the day.
That is Diane Ducey. I am Stevie J on this Wednesday, June 25. Have a great day.
Urbana's Market at the Square has been cultivating a vibrant scene in CU since 1979. Get to know your farmers bringing locally harvested honey, crafts, jewelry, art, fresh cut flowers, plus produce including fresh leafy greens and root vegetables, fresh baked treats, and a wide selection of proteins. Going on now, every Saturday, 7 a.m. till noon, rain or shine at Illinois and Vine, it's Urbana Market at the Square. Find Urbana Market on Facebook or urbanamarket.org.
You've changed thousands of diapers, played hours of peekaboo and duck duck goose because you do anything for your kids. That's why it's so important to protect them with life insurance from State Farm. State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow will help make it easy and affordable to help you protect your family no matter what the future holds. Because for the people you do anything for, life insurance could mean everything. Call State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow in Champaign-Urbana today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Next week on an all-new Law & Order. Order! Order! We convene here for case 217, Spring Green versus Weeds. Spring Green, the floor is yours. The weeds are infectious. The weeds steal the beauty from your lawn. We offer personalized lawn care, a mid-season checkup, and a simple and transparent process. Just click onto spring-green.com for a quote. Okay, Spring Green wins. Weeds, you're out. That's spring-green.com.
At ABC Heating and Air, it's our promise to help you always be comfortable. Do you need rescued because you're burning hot? Do you need rescued because your air is shot? Call ABC Heating and Air at 352-5400 and let us rescue you from the heat. ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400. Can't you see you need to call me at ABC? Call ABC Heating and Air. That's ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400.
Neighborhood Nights with the Urbana Park District will feature different bands every Wednesday night from 6:30 to 8 p.m. performing in various Urbana parks.
This Wednesday night, enjoy live music with Keith Harden in Victory Park at 1000 East Green Street.
There's free popcorn and lemonade, along with fun activities and community resources. Bring your lawn chair out Wednesdays throughout the summer starting at 6:30. Learn more at urbanaparks.org.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal